everybody? So again, because the weights of the tomatoes will vary, that's why we call them our variables. One of the big parts of statistics is we look at what we can learn as far as the variability. So one goal of research is to learn. Hold on, I need to adjust this setting here. I believe I put that over there. Hold on, thanks for your patience. Seeing as it's our first one here. Bottom, now we should begin. So one of the goals of research is to learn the causes of our variability, right? So for tomatoes, we'll learn about what's going to help yield the better plant. Okay, so the next thing that we looked at was what different types of variables we could have, numerical or categorical. So based off of this, we're going to determine if the following variables are numerical or categorical. Let's see. Jade, can you describe the difference between numerical or categorical?
Not off the top of my head, but can I go get my notes from yesterday?
You know what? Make sure you guys are all jotting this down. I'll give you quick, easy ways to remember. So numerical is in the name. What do we see in the name of numerical?
Numbers.
Exactly, numbers. Everybody say it with me, numbers.
Numbers.
Woohoo, I got one person. Unmute yourselves,
Numbers.
we're gonna say it together. So numerical is?
Numbers.
Numbers, exactly. And categorical is, it's like a category. Everybody say category.
Category.
Yay, what a good class. I know it's awkward online, but we're making the best. So it's a category, right? So for example, here are some different variables, right? Gender is a variable. The temperature can vary as well. That says, let's see, I'm gonna have you help me read my PowerPoint because I have all your pictures up, I can't see it. So the third bullet point, Roland, can you read the third bullet point for me?
It says number of days during the past week that a college student studied.
Awesome. And by the end of this week, for you guys, it'll be 7, right? Okay, so again, gender, temperature, number of days in the past week that a college student has studied. So let's see, Joshua. Oh, I forgot one more, and zip code. So Joshua, can you tell me gender? Do you think gender is numerical or categorical?
Categorical.
Absolutely. The next one is temperature. Let's see, I'm trying to remember who I've called on. Abigail, what is temperature?
Numerical.
Perfect. Right, because temperature, we're measuring that with a number. Except I spelled numerical wrong. No, did I? I spelled it right. Okay, number of days during the past week that a college student studied. Samantha.
Numerical.
Perfect. And what about zip code? This is the hardest one. So what do we think about zip code? Let's all say it at once. Is zip code numerical or categorical? Everybody?
Categorical.
Exactly. It's confusing, right? Because zip code, depending on what zip code you are, right? 92708, or who knows, there's a bunch of different zip codes, right? It's a number, and so that's where it could be confusing. But this is a number that's actually putting you into a certain category, right, as to where you live. So zip code is technically categorical. So that's one kind of confusing example. But again, it's putting you into a specific category. Oh, now here we go. So here's a chart. It says, again, I can't read it because I have you all at the bottom. So Elizabeth, can you read what it says at the bottom underneath this chart?
Sure. The table above presents a group of selected countries and information regarding these countries as of July 2014. Identify the observational units, variables, type of variables, and data.
Awesome, thank you. So first of all, it asks for what are our observational units. So Roland, what do you think our observation, I'll give you guys a minute to look at it, and then Roland, I'm gonna have you tell me what you think our observational units are. And then Jade, I'll have you tell me what you think the variables are. And then let's see, who have I not called on recently? I've got to keep this. Samantha, I'll have you tell me what type of variables you think it is. So Roland, do you know what our observational units are for this chart?
I think it's the countries.
Absolutely. Yep, correct. Right? So we've got Australia, Canada, France, Morocco, Poland, Sri Lanka, and United States. Okay? And then what are the different variables?
You asked that for me, right? That's the
I
government.
think, did I say, I can't remember. I think I said that for, did I say Jade?
Then you switched it.
No, I'm
Yeah,
sorry. Okay. You guys pick. What do you think?
Government type?
Government.
Samantha?
Government type?
Okay, yep, that's one of our variables, right? The different types of government. We've got a federal parliamentary democracy, constitutional monarchy, and so forth, right? So different types of government. Do we have any other variables? What do you think, Jade?
Population.
Population, exactly. How big the population is, right? That absolutely varies. Do we have any other variables that we see here? Joshua?
Life expectancy.
Absolutely, right? So it's interesting to see kind of the differences in life expectancy. Okay, so those are our different variables. So let's see, Elizabeth, government type. What type of variable would government type be? Is it numerical or categorical?
Categorical.
Absolutely. Abigail, life expectancy, numerical or categorical?
Numerical.
Perfect. And Roland, population in millions.
Numerical.
Perfect. Okay, and here are all the answers. So remember, while we're going over this, you should have your paper out at your desk, jotting down all notes, anything just to kind of keep in mind. So I would make sure, as straightforward as it seems right now with the numerical versus categorical, there's going to be a lot of definitions that are coming at you during this first week especially. So jotting them down so you have like key words to help you remember them is going to really help you in the long term. Okay, so now we're looking at our variables that are numerical. So I should have changed that. So not just variables, but our numerical variables. And we'll talk about discrete versus continuous. So for discrete, I always think of it's like a finite countable number. For example, people, right? If I say how many people are there in this Zoom meeting, we would all say how many?
10.
10, exactly, right?
Yay.
Would we say there's 9.5 people in this chat room? Or 11.25 people, right? That doesn't make any sense, right? People are countable. So people are considered a discrete variable. Continuous is more of a variable that can be measured on, like, depending on how specific or exact you want to get. So for example, if I say my height is 5 feet 7 inches, which I guess you'll never know if that's true or not unless you have me in class in the future, right? Am I exactly 5 feet 7 inches tall? No, right? That's just the level of accuracy that we're measuring to is the nearest inch. I think I'm a little bit more than 5'7", but maybe I've shrunk in the last 10, 15 years, right? So I could be 5 feet 7.25 inches or 5 feet 7.2531 inches, right? It depends on what level of accuracy you're measuring to. And so that's a continuous numerical variable. So again, discrete, the key word we're jotting down is it's like a countable number. Continuous, it depends on what level of accuracy you're measuring to. Okay, so now I have examples. So determine whether the numerical variables are discrete or continuous. So we have the number of heads obtained after flipping a coin 5 times, the number of cars that arrive at in and out through, I can't read what it says, but I'm going to guess the drive-through. Oh, between I think 12 and 1 p.m. And Jade, can you read this next one for me at the bottom?
The distance of 2020 Tesla Model 3 can travel in travel in city driving conditions with a full charge.
Perfect. Okay. So we've got flipping a coin, number of cars at an in and out from 12 to 1 p.m., and then the distance the car drives with a full charge, I think. Okay. So Elizabeth, see if I have this correctly. So the number of heads obtained after flipping a coin 5 times, will that be discrete or continuous? What do you think?
Continuous.
It's a good guess. So discrete, make sure we jot it down. What's the key word? Abigail, can you remind me what's the key word for discrete?
No, I forgot it.
It's countable. We should be jotting this down, right? So discrete is countable. It's a set countable number, okay? Continuous is something that we can measure to a specific level of accuracy. So if I'm flipping a coin 5 times and I record how many heads I get, is that going to be a countable number? Or is it going to be one that could be measured to any level of accuracy, like a decimal point or something like that? So what do we think? Everybody, discrete or continuous?
Discrete.
Yes, thank you, whoever said that. I think it was Elizabeth. Discrete. Okay, next one. The number of cars that arrive at the in and out from 12 to 1. Joshua, what do you think? Discrete or continuous?
Discrete.
Perfect. Because it's countable, right? It'll be a countable number of cars. And the last one, the distance that the car travels on a full charge. Samantha.
Continuous?
Yep, exactly. Now this is continuous because, why would we say it's continuous? When we drive a car, if I say I'm traveling 300 miles, am I traveling exactly 300 miles? No, maybe I'm rounding to the nearest 100 or the nearest 10. Maybe I really traveled 303 miles or 303.51 miles, right? It depends on how accurate, what your level of accuracy will be. Perfect. Now, when we went back, let's see if I can go back a little bit. There was another numerical value that we looked at here, right? So remember, temperature and number of days that the college students have studied in the last 7 days. So temperature, Mackenzie, what do you think? Is that going to be discrete or a continuous variable?
Discrete?
No.
No,
Now, normally when we're, say that again?
continuous.
Yes. Do you want to tell me why you changed from discrete to continuous? What was your thinking?
Because it's not going to be exactly like 91 degrees outside.
Exactly,
like,
right?
Yeah.
It could be measured to any certain level of accuracy, right? It could be 91 point who knows what. In fact, what is the temperature outside? Has anybody been outside yet today?
I think it's
Anyone?
like 80.
Okay.
78, around that area.
Perfect. I'll take the sunny weather. Okay, number of days. Again, it might have all of your nice faces covering it. So I think it's number of days that the college students have studied in the last 7 days. Roland, what do you think? Discrete or continuous?
Discrete.
I agree. I think based off of how this one's worded, we could definitely say discrete, right? Because when we're saying number of days that a college student has studied, we're not assuming they're studying for the whole 24 hours, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully there's other things going on. Now, if we talked about, say we changed it instead of number of days, say number of hours, then that would change it to possibly we'd want to measure it to a certain level of accuracy. So then we'd change it from discrete to continuous. Okay, and then zip code, as you recall, was categorical. Okay, we're going to give it a minute for my slide to catch up. Does anybody have any questions so far? Give me a thumbs up if you're right there with me. We're all doing good?
So,
Okay. Yes.
okay, sorry. So is it safe to say that like discrete is pretty much whole numbers and like continuous you can go into the decimal place, or?
I think that's a great question. And I would say for the most, yes, I would say that's a pretty good way to look at it. As far as discrete will always be like countable numbers, like you said, your whole numbers. And then continuous, it depends on what your level of accuracy is. Are you going to, you know, a 0.5, like your tenths place, your hundredths place, thousandths place, and so forth. So yes, very good. Okay, we already did this one. Anybody like my pictures that I spent 5 minutes putting on there for you? Anybody hungry? Did we all eat lunch?
No.
What? Okay, I didn't either. I had coffee. Let's see what else I have. Okay, further review. I think I have one more question up here, and then the rest of it we'll just kind of interact. So, when considering the purchase of a home buyer has many different concerns. The price of the home, the number of rooms it has, whether or not the home has a pool, the number of schools within a 5-mile radius, maybe even the distance to the nearest freeway, what city it is in, and the year it was built. So for each of these now, I have it covering. So Jade, can you read that bottom to me again?
What do you mean, like the long?
And yeah,
bottom?
the bottom line. I have all of your faces at the bottom of my screen, so I can't see it.
For each of the variables above, determine whether they are numerical or categorical, and if numerical, specify whether it is discrete or continuous.
Awesome. Okay, so I am assuming you all have your paper and your pencil right next to you. I'm going to give you guys a few minutes on your own just to jot down like price of home, numerical or categorical, and then if it is numerical, also specify discrete versus continuous, okay? So I'm going to give you guys a few minutes to jot down your answers, and I'm going to check on my kids. I'll be right back. When you're all done, just give me a thumbs up so I know we can all go over it together.
I can't see the little slide anymore.
I
That's
think you
okay.
stopped sharing.
Oh, you guys needed it, huh? Okay, my
Yeah.
bad. I'm trying to multitask. I guess I can't. Let's see. Let me bring that back up.
Can you make co-host?
Yes. see. I might have to stop the share for a second to do that, but let me see. No?
If you do, it's fine. Just wait till the end.
Okay. Is it at the end? We can do it? Okay. Okay, so give me a thumbs up if you're good, or no thumbs up means you still need a little bit more time to work. Thank you, Elizabeth. Okay, shall we start going over it? We all made good headway on it? Okay, I'm gonna start with Roland. So Roland, the price of the home, is that numerical or categorical? And if it's numerical, what type of numerical is it?
I think it's numerical. And
okay, I agree.
Continuous. Continuous.
So this is the thing with statistics, is that a lot of times you can kind of argue some of the answers, and so depending on your justification. So why do you say continuous?
Because the price of the home can vary. From
okay.
Like it could be, yeah.
Can you just be a little more specific as far as what your thinking is as far as the price of the home can vary?
So you could get like a home for $250,069 or something like that, you know?
Okay. So let me just double check one thing really quick. Give me just a sec. Where did I get this question from? Okay. So when it comes down to money, again, it depends, right? Because technically, it could also be argued that it's discrete if you're like measuring it down to the pennies, right? So it really depends on what your justification is. So this is kind of the one where it's in the middle. But I think the next one is a lot easier to be able to clearly say which one it is. The number of rooms it has. So the number of rooms it has, Mackenzie, what do you say?
I say numerical and discrete.
Perfect. Exactly, right? This one's a lot easier to determine, right? You wouldn't say that there's like 2.575 rooms.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. What about whether or not the home has a pool, Samantha?
I said that was numerical and discrete.
Are we talking about the pool?
Wait, now I'm thinking about it. I'm second guessing myself. Yeah, I said numerical and discrete, but it's probably category, isn't it?
And why do you think it's categorical?
Because it's a pool, but you're taking a number of it, so that's why I'm confused. I think it's numerical. I'm going to stick with my original answer. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. This is part of the learning process. So what makes you think there's a number attached to the pool?
Okay. I don't know. I guess you're right. There is no number, so it's category. 'cause you're
I
figuring
agree.
out
I
if
can
there
see
is or
how
is not.
sometimes maybe we might overthink, right? Maybe it'll cost more if there's a pool or well, actually, I think pools are more of a hindrance from what I've heard. I don't know, right? But it's really, does it have a pool? It's like a yes or no situation, right? So in that sense, we would say it's categorical. Okay, Joshua, you're next. Number of schools within a 5-mile radius.
Yes. Numerical.
Absolutely, perfect. And since it's numerical, is it discrete or continuous?
Discrete.
Perfect. And why is it discrete?
Because you can't have like half of a school.
I agree. Okay, let's see, Abigail, distance to the nearest freeway.
Numerical and continuous.
Perfect. And can you justify it?
Sometimes it could be like 1.5 miles away or 0.5 miles.
Exactly, right? Or it could be, if we say, if I told my friends I'm 1.5 miles away from the freeway, am I really exactly 1.5? Well, it depends. Are we going to measure down to the inch? Right? So it depends on what level of accuracy you're taking. Let's see, Elizabeth, what about what city it's in?
Categorical.
Perfect. I think that one is pretty straightforward, right? You could be in Norwalk, Cerritos, and so forth. Okay, and the last one, look, just one for everybody. Perfect. Jade, what about the year? I think it says the year it was built.
I put categorical
Okay, and what's your explanation on that one?
just because it could be in different categories with the year.
Okay. I think
I mean,
you're,
I could see why it's numerical because it's like a year and that's numbers, but
yeah, and I think that it, again, that one's kind of one where it depends on how you argue it, right? So for that one, because it's saying the year it was built, I think you could argue that it's categorical, but also you could say it's numerical, right? Because if you kind of take a different perspective, how many years old is the house, right? If it was built 5 years ago or 10 years ago or so forth. And then because it's just talking about the year it was built, if we're just talking about the year, would we say that year is, since it's numerical, would it be continuous or discrete?
oh, you're talking to me. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, you're good. What do you think? If we're talking about the year it's built, would that be considered
Oh, it'd be numerical.
numerical, but continuous or discrete?
Oh, I'm sorry. Discrete.
Exactly, right? Because we wouldn't say like it was 1996.25. So perfect. Okay. So those are the examples that I had already set aside for us. See, we're doing great on time. Any questions so far? Hi, Mary. I don't think I saw you. I don't know how long you've been in here, but hi, Mary.
I just joined.
Okay. Hey, better late than never. Make sure you put your name in the chat so that we know that you're here. Let's see. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up just a couple more examples for us to take a look at. And oops, don't want to make any mistakes here. Okay, we'll see if this works. Can you see the bar graph?
Yeah.
Can you see my whole screen or just the bar graph?
Full screen.
The whole screen.
So you can see that I got a million things over here. Let's see. Okay. So take a look at this bar graph. It says interpret the following diagram and answer the questions. So work with the partner. I guess that's not really possible right now, but let's talk about the graph. We're going to use this idea of more than, less than, and as much as. So just first absorbing this bar graph, can we determine what is the observational unit? Give you guys
Fernando's weekend activity.
say that again.
Was I not
Jake?
supposed to say it out loud?
No, you're fine. So the observational unit is what is the object that we're looking at? What are we observing? So in this
Is
case,
weekend activities.
weekend activities. Let me. I think that sometimes there's more than one way that you could look at it. And yes, I think you could possibly argue that the weekend activities might be one of the observational units if you're kind of looking at them independently, but you'll notice the heading. What does it say up here in the heading?
Fernando's weekend activities.
Exactly. So what we're really doing is we're observing. Who are we observing?
Fernando.
Oh, Fernando.
Fernando, exactly. So we always want to try to be as specific as possible. So we're observing Fernando and his weekend activities. So the next question is, what is the variable? So you'll notice like the variable is going to be, what are the different things here that vary? There's two different ways you could look at it. The variables are his weekend activities, right? Because there's all the different weekend activities. But then also each of these different activities, how the duration of time that he's spending doing each of them is also varying, right? Playing sports, socializing, watching TV, reading, dancing, working out, right? So those are also variables. So we're gonna practice kind of comparing these. So for example, if we're comparing socializing and watching TV, how long is he socializing for? Can we all see? How long is he socializing for?
8 hours.
8 hours. 8 hours.
Exactly. And how long is he watching TV?
5 hours.
5 hours.
5 hours. So we could say, often with statistics, you can have still correct answers, but often we call it your good, better, and best explanations. So a good explanation could be as simple as, you know, he spends more time socializing than watching TV, right? I think we can all agree. But you could even add more detail by saying he socializes for 8 hours, he watches TV for 5 hours, so he's socializing for 3 hours more. So again, it's sometimes just adding more description into your explanation really helps make it a better explanation. Okay, so what about reading and dancing? Who can compare? He really likes to dance. Do you guys spend 4 hours on the weekend dancing? Anybody? No? It's been a long time since I've done any dancing. But Fernando likes to dance. Okay, so let's see, Elizabeth, can you compare the reading and dancing?
Can I compare it?
Yeah. So first you want to identify how long he's dancing for, how long he's reading for, and then kind of what the difference is.
Okay. Fernando enjoys dancing more than reading.
Okay.
So then he spends 3 hours more dancing than reading.
Exactly. Perfect. So again, this is just a simple introduction to a bar graph, and we'll learn more about them later on this week. So, okay. Is there anything else? So I think we've covered a lot of material. So this is just our first one. We'll get a little bit better as time goes on, but as you guys can see, I like to have, I'm going to stop sharing here. I like to have good interaction in my typical classroom. So I'll do my best to kind of emulate that in a Zoom style classroom setting. So I know now we're going to take a little bit of a break, and then you're going to go into a Zoom with Joseph and Alex, right? Oh.
Yeah, follow-up tutor session.
Exactly. Okay. And that'll start at 2?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So I need to make Joseph host. And then you'll take like your 10-minute break or so, and then you'll go through kind of like a follow-up session with what we covered here, as well as what you have in your modules, okay? But do you guys have any other questions about any of the content for me? Sounds good. Okay, we'll get better at this. So thank you for being here today. You can go ahead and take, yes, Joshua.
So our Zoom class, it starts at 1 every day, except Tuesdays,
No,
right?
no, it doesn't.
Yeah.
There's a schedule.
On the schedule, you just click the link, right? It's every day. It says
Exactly.
to come.
I would say look at your schedule depending on what group you're in, and there's always going to be the links. But for the most part, you're going to have something Monday, Wednesday, Thursday at 1. For the most part, you'll have something those days from 1 to 3. And then sometimes on Friday mornings, we'll also have something. So if you follow that schedule, it has all of as far as like our official class time. But again, that schedule that Professor Conley's put together is your key to survival.
Check it weekly.
Anything else to add, Joseph?
Yeah, just check it weekly because it's gonna change. Not too much. But just watch.
Exactly. Yeah. So we met today at 1, but I think next Monday we're not going to be meeting at 1. We might meet at 2 or something like that. So like Joseph said, it'll change each week. So, but we may not be meeting, but you might be meeting with the tutors. So yeah. Stick with the schedule and you'll be fine. Okay. So I'll go ahead and see about making Joseph the host so he can take you into another room to do the follow-up tutoring. I will see you all. Let me see if I can figure out when I see you next. I think I see you guys on Thursday at 1 is when we meet face-to-face. But please make sure you check out the Canvas page. I also added that my office hours are going to be Wednesday evenings from 8:30 p.m. to 9:15 p.m. I have found that most college students are more night people. And so even though it's bedtime for my children, I will make you guys my priority and make sure I'm available for office hours at that time, on top of all the other hours that you have available with the tutors and mentors. Okay, so good to see you guys. And you can just take a break and just make sure that you come back on at 2 o'clock. And then Joseph, now what do I do to make you host?
I think you hover over my name.
Okay. Make co-host. Should I just make co-host or make host?
Make host. Cool.
That's all I needed to do?
Yep.
Perfect. Okay, well, I have another Zoom meeting to go to, so I will see you all later.
Thank you.
Bye, thanks.
Bye.
So I can just leave, right, Joseph?
Yeah, you're good.
I'm not ending the meeting when I leave.
No, I have the end button on my side.
Okay. Thanks. Bye. Bye, Alex. Thank you.
Bye.
I'm going to pause the recording. This is a recommended session, but the more you're in here and we see you in here, the more likely we're going to help you out, especially when it comes to the deadlines and everything. But if you're in here, you're going to be on top of it. Did you guys check out Module 1 yet? It's due tomorrow.
Oh, I have a question about that.
Yeah.
So I did everything, but it doesn't give me the option to say mark is done.
I think they have that off right now. But you turn in. Yeah, I'll check right now. But I think they have that off.
Because it was saying like, oh, do this and then mark is done when you're done.
Yeah, but you did it. Whatever.
Yeah.
Old like watch videos. I'll check right now. I'm not really sure.
Thank you, guys.
So you guys did the Module 1 it was before class, right? No? Yeah. Okay. The one that you said that you did?
I did everything in it.
Okay. It should be fine. We'll make sure.
The puzzle, the Quizlet, and then the video.
I think that's all they have up here.
Yeah. I went through it earlier. It's the video of the dice, the roll dice.
Yeah, on
Yeah.
Stack Crunch.
Everyone has Stack Crunch.
They should. They're in my group.
You guys signed up for Quizlet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're supposed to do that tomorrow too, but if they did it beforehand, good on them.
Well, I told my group they could do it ahead of time just to kind of avoid.
That time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because if
I haven't
they do
signed
it,
up.
sorry.
I haven't signed up for Quizlet.
Well, yeah, just sign up.
Right here.
Do you guys have any questions on Module 1 or the previous lecture? We're here till 2:30, right?
Shit.
It's quicker than the last one.
Oh, no, we're here till 16:04.
Turning that off.
Wait.
I have a question.
50, Joe.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, what's your question?
So it says we have a quiz tomorrow, but tomorrow, and then our stuff just says recommended. So where do we go to take our quiz?
Tomorrow it says
Or is
mandatory.
it on? It does?
You will
Yeah,
travel
this-
to other places.
Let's see. You have to show up for an hour, so I will show up for the first hour, so let me get it done. I think it starts at 10. Yeah, that's an independent study. I think the quiz will be on your own, though. I don't think it's going to be a part of that class.
But do you know where we're going for the quiz?
It'll probably just be a link.
What do we do for independent studies?
I think Angie's still setting that up, but it's probably going to be the same as today. Sort of go through the modules and then help you with that.
You have Netflix on your phone. Can you get it?
I have Netflix on there though.
You want to share it, Alex?
I never don't.
Let me see if I can
Or download it.
Okay. This one.
The questions that she put, that she sent us in the,
They're the same questions.
yeah.
Did she go through all of them?
Yep. I think the last one was that that graph.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any questions on the homework or the modules or anything that's not clear? Now would be a good time to ask.
You get a point if you have a question. A spin, I mean, sorry.
Well, in that case.
Where's the homework? That's not a joking question. I'm serious. I don't know where the homework is.
All right. I'll share it. On your class, click home. They're usually going to be here. So this is the one you're supposed to do before you got to class today. But if not, just work on it right now.
Is that our only like homework so far?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then if you if you have time, do the Quizlet, Flipgrid, and Ed puzzle. Sign up for those. There's a link at the bottom.
So for those recommended things, what are we doing there?
I think they're marked off, so they say tutoring session, or I think most of them are just tutoring sessions. You either have it with the professor, or you have it. Huh?
And they just kind of help us, or like,
yeah,
if we have questions.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
'Cause that's a lot of information.
For real.
All right, so I'm gonna share my screen and give Roland a spin. You ask him good questions, or you do it.
You do it.
You're already sharing your screen.
Oh, I am? My bad.
Yeah, you're over here googling something.
I was trying to find examples so we can go through them.
Okay, can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. You get 5 points. Nice. Write that down.
All right.
Or here, I got it.
All right.
Yeah. That's a different group. There we go. Anyone else want to ask a question for a spin? Don't be shy.
So we can take the quiz anytime tomorrow?
The quizzes, I'm not sure. They haven't told us exactly how it's going to be. We just know you have a quiz tomorrow as well.
So just look out for like an email then? Or
Yeah. Email it or an announcement on Canvas.
Okay.
And it won't be like, oh, you guys have to do it within the hour, right? Because I don't look at my email as often as I should. So we'll have like some time to do it, right?
I think so. I think she'll tell you by today. Then of today.
Yeah, you should.
So this is all we're doing is just asking questions.
Yeah. So you guys already all completed all the module 1, right?
Yeah.
So I completed it and it said complete all items with a little check, but not all of my things have checks on them.
Me too.
Yeah.
You should be fine for module 1. We don't need to mark as done. You just need to go through it and make sure you got all the stuff written down, or like you kind of are familiarizing yourself with the material. This session seems a little pointless right now just because there's not too many questions, but later on the material does get more difficult and you will have questions and it'll be more useful.
So Thursday we have class, right?
Can you say that again?
Thursday we have class.
Thursday you have class.
If I'm not able to make the class, do I just email what's her name again? The professor, or?
Yeah, email Angie Conley.
Okay. So I'll just email her to let her know I couldn't make the class that day?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I have one more question. So
Yeah.
on Wednesday it says recommended, but it doesn't have like a time. It just says PM early next AM review the Zoom recordings, and then like I guess it'll have a link. So
They're gonna post the recordings. I think from the professor's lecture. They're gonna be right there, so you can view them before, or she might add new content. I'm not sure yet.
oh, so that's before like Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can go through the module 1. I think the worksheet's at the end. Let me see if I have that.
Okay.
I have stuff, but it has answers to it. I want you to make it like smaller. Um,
Maybe we should ask them random questions and give them spins if they answer them correctly.
it's because they're based on graphs that I have right here.
Mm-hmm. No, but I mean like terminology questions just to make sure it's solidified.
Okay. So
Okay.
you want
Data is
Information.
okay.
There you go.
So he gets a spin.
I'll do it after. I'll put an X at it.
Okay. Well, you keep track of that.
Yeah.
What is an observational unit? Or kind of explain it. You don't have to tell me the actual definition.
In your own words, fine.
Yeah. Anyone?
Something you're observing.
Oh, yeah. Good job.
Okay. Is there anything else?
What is a discrete variable?
Something that's countable.
Good.
Numerical variable that.
Hold on. What? What was that? Somebody said something. I didn't hear it though. This was talked about in the video. What is a bivariate? Bivariate?
It's 2 spins.
Is it like 2 variables?
There you
Variable.
Thank you. Okay, keep track of that, Joe.
Yeah.
Give me an example of a discrete numerical variable.
How many people are in the class?
Cool. What about a continuous one?
The distance of miles on a road trip.
Nice. Let's give a chance to people who haven't gotten points yet. Go ahead, Alex.
What is a categorical variable?
A zip code.
Like an example or a definition of it?
Yeah, an example.
Gender.
What was that?
The gender.
Yep. This question is kind of difficult. I don't know if you guys were paying attention to that the dice rolling video. But what kind of graph was used in the video to
A
plot
bar graph.
the information? What's that?
A bar graph.
Close.
They both have bars in it. That's why you would think bar graph, but it has another name. And it's used for categorical variables.
Specifically for discrete.
Was it a chart graph?
Close.
You want to say it?
So second word is plot. What is the first word? Something plot. Who said that?
Me.
Who said that? There you go. She got it right.
Nice.
Who's the answer?
Good. So I think that's why they don't have any questions. They kind of know this stuff.
All right. Anyone want to show me how to do the stat crunch roll of dice?
Or a spin. Who wants to share their screen?
What is a spin? Like
I'll show you.
spin?
Oh, didn't Alex do it? You want to do it again, Alex? You have it up.
All right. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Actually, maybe I think she means like explain to her what is the point of having a spin.
Oh, okay. At the end, we see what team got the most points, and they get points towards their exam. It's not too many points, but it's enough.
Every point counts.
Yeah.
So who got a spin? Tell me who got a spin, and I'll spin it right now.
All right.
And then write it down.
Roland got 2.
Okay, so Roland,
What does? Okay.
that's his first one. So he got 3. And then he got 1. So 4 points.
Okay.
And then who else?
Abby Hernandez got 2.
So this is Abby's 5 and 2.
And Elizabeth McGaw got 3.
10. 2. And 1.
And Jade Smith got 2.
3 and 5.
All right.
All right, so I'm gonna share their screen and show us the dice rolling thing.
That's a 2-spinner.
I can see Roland is pretty tempted.
I don't know how to share my screen from my iPad.
Oh.
You can do it. I think it pops up on the top. I'm all pointing at it. Yeah, I think it pops up on the top. It says share screen, or at the bottom. There should be a bar on the top, or just like click the middle and see if it pops up.
I don't see it.
Somebody else? Here's your chance.
Yeah, somebody else. Roland did get a lot of points.
All right, there we go. We got one. All right, so with Stack Crunch. All right, roll.
Can you guys see it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Was there anything else to that video, or was just that?
Yeah, it was basically that it shows you the sum of 1 rolls is 3, and you keep rolling the dice or the die, and it gives you the sum of the amount of rolls that you do.
Okay.
And then if you exit out of that guy, or you move that little window, there you go. Then it gives you the stuff on the, there you go. She's highlighting it. It should give you the sum there, and then you can kind of click variable 1.
You have to push analyze first or anything, or maybe in the options.
Yeah, put analyze. There we go. So you have that, and then when you highlight roles,
Yeah.
it should have like a way to organize the, there you go, that black arrow. So unclick it, and then there you go. It says sort table in ascending or descending.
Okay.
And that gives you the, not necessarily the order in which you rolled them, but in ascending order.
Okay.
And that's what that is. But yeah, it's just much easier. And the video kind of went through how to tally them on a piece of paper, but then using the applet, it like does it for you. So you don't have to worry too much about tallying, and it's pretty useful.
Everybody was able to follow along. They didn't know how to do it. Okay. What was the Ed puzzle? Did you do it or?
So the puzzle, yeah, it was quiz questions, and it was terminology based again. Kind of the questions I asked them about the term.
Okay. Okay, I see. I have the graphs. Let me see if I can show it without spoiling the answers. I'll just copy it and paste it. How do I do it? I think I can do it like this. All right. You see my screen? You see the graph?
Yeah.
Okay, so what is the observational unit in that graph?
The players for the USWNT.
Yeah, the United States Women's National Soccer Team. It's a long acronym. And what is the variable?
It's always important, sorry to interrupt you, to be very specific to get the most accurate information. So when you're asked a question like this on a quiz or test, be very specific with the title. Not just like the women or the soccer players or whatever. Like use the entire thing.
All right, those were the 2 questions for that one.
Ask them what is the variable and then you forgot.
Oh yeah.
The variable is the goal scored.
There you go.
Okay, Roland, you need to give other people a chance to.
I'm just gonna mute.
I think it's the way possible.
Nice job.
Great job.
Okay, you're able to see it? Okay, so what are the observational units in this one? It kind of says it at the bottom. It doesn't really say in the graph. I don't know if you guys can see it. No, you can't. Hold on.
Yeah, no, we can't see that.
There you go.
Population pyramid.
That's not the observational unit. You can see it at the bottom. It's kind of really small.
The male and female sprinters.
Yeah. So you have more than one in this one, right? You have a female sprinter and a male sprinter. What about the variable?
Reaction time and frequencies.
Yes. For the reaction time, you have to say the unit it's into. So the reaction time is in milliseconds.
So milliseconds?
Yeah, the reaction time in milliseconds.
Okay.
Yeah. What about another variable?
Frequency.
Yeah, there's two more.
What?
It's kind of confusing because we set them as an observational unit as well.
Oh, male and female?
Yeah, there you go.
Good. So these are the graphs from module 1, right? The video?
Yeah. Oh.
Next question.
I gave you the answer though. Hold on.
Yeah, the next question. It's not work.
All right, so identify the observational units and the variables. You can see it, right? That's good. All right. Anybody?
We're looking for the observational unit.
Yeah. It's kind of hard because there's a lot of information, so go ahead and take your time reading all the titles, and then you can figure it out from there.
Or take a guess.
Is the observational unit the drivers?
Yeah. Nice job. What about the variables?
Speeding violation.
Yes. And then the last one, there's one more.
The cell phones, like using cell phones.
Yeah, using cell phones or not using cell phones. There's more of these. We're just going to skip through those. We'll see what else there is. Kind of already went through this. Okay. We'll zoom in through these. Okay, everybody see the graph? So this one comes with more questions. Oh, this one's too much. Are you looking at this one, Alex?
Yep.
On the module? The questions have more math based.
That wasn't on there.
No? I guess we could go through percentages. We have like half an hour. Because this worksheet I'm looking at has percentages. Were you going to say something, Joshua? Are you on module 1 working or module 1?
Module 1.
This is towards the end.
Okay, well, if you want to do that one. Let's see.
We can go through the first question, I guess, and then if it goes well, we'll keep going.
Yeah.
Because it involves actual paper and pen for this one.
Okay.
Okay, so here's a chart, and then there's a question at the bottom. The chart's the academic performance and nutritional statuses. And it says, what percentage of students that perform below average academically have poor nutrition? So do you guys have any ideas where we would start with this?
Easy.
What percentage of students that perform below average academically have poor nutrition?
Yeah.
I think you should work through it with them on this.
Okay.
Because we just did terminology. This is more computation.
Yeah, that's why I said just go back. There's like 3 more examples on the other ones, the discrete ones, and I'll just go back to that.
Okay.
All right. Ignore that. Don't get confused. I'm sorry.
Are we allowed to guess?
Yeah. Well,
7%.
It did 66%.
Where are you guys getting those guesses from, though?
yeah, don't start Googling stuff. Just
No, I wasn't. Okay, so it says what students have below average academic and poor nutrition. So it says 70 where the things collide on the graph. And then I just tried figuring out 70 out of 1,000 would be like 7% or something like that. So that's why I guessed that.
I did.
Not actually doing the correct math in my head. That's how I came up with that.
What was the other person?
Joshua, what were you going to say?
I'm trying to figure out what I did.
Okay.
It's okay to guess. It's okay to, like, you know, just say an answer.
Yeah.
Not.
Oh, I took the total of all the kids that did the 35%.
Where are you getting 35?
I divided 70 by 200. Yeah. Or yeah. I think.
Yes.
I'm right?
Yeah, you're right. Nice job.
Nice.
Yeah, so you have to look at the total number of below average academic students and the totals on the right. That's 200. And then how many of them have poor nutrition? So you have to divide the 70 by 200, and that'll give you that percentage. You said it was 35?
Yeah.
this real quick. Okay, so now we can go back to the other examples we were doing and see if they were numerical, discrete, continuous, or categorical. I can't see them, so I'll go back. Okay, there we go. So the variable in this one was what? And then from there we check if it's numerical or categorical, right? Alex?
Yeah, sorry. The student's asking me where to find his Zoom meeting, so I'm trying to reply.
Okay.
For the next class. Okay. What were you saying?
The numerical and the categorical, it applies to variables, right?
Yes. There's two types of variables. Those are the two types.
So from the previous we did before, the ones we did before, we can see if they're categorical or numerical.
Mm-hmm.
So for this previous one, we have to find out what the variable is first in order to determine numerical or categorical.
So numerical. If they're numerical, then you would check if they're discrete or continuous.
Okay, so what were the variables in this one again? Anybody? Not Alex?
Yeah, no, not Alex.
Reaction time in milliseconds.
Okay, so is the reaction time a numerical or categorical?
Numerical.
And discrete or continuous?
Continuous.
Yes.
Cool.
Okay. I was going through that one because to me it was discrete because it's you guys are right. Don't listen to me. But to me it was discrete because you can only have one for that one person, but it is based on they can have different times, right? Because it could be 1.4 or 1.45 depending on the clock and everything. Yeah. All right. So what's another variable here? And is it numerical or categorical?
Is it the frequency?
Yeah. So is the frequency numerical or categorical?
Numerical? Is it not?
What question is that?
Is it numerical or categorical?
What are you talking about?
The frequency?
Frequency? That should be numerical. She said numerical, right?
Yeah, she said.
Yep.
Okay, is it discrete or continuous?
Yeah, I get.
I think this is one of the harder ones because I wouldn't be sure either.
I think continuous.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the last one's male or female. Is that just numerical or categorical?
Categorical.
Categorical. All right, what about this one?
Okay.
What's the variable?
The goal scored.
All right. And is it numerical or categorical?
I think so.
Numerical.
Numerical.
Yeah, I would say numerical. Discrete or continuous?
Discrete.
Right, because they're stats. So
So
they
you can't have
change.
2.5 goals.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Joe, I'm going to interrupt you really quick. Can I see
Yeah.
see Mary Morales in a breakout room, please?
Do I put that?
Yeah, can you make a breakout room for me? I don't have it. I'm a co-host, so make a breakout room for me and Mary Morales, please.
Okay. Breakout rooms. It just says assign 10 participants into one room. Can I make you host so you can do it?
Well, you can invite everybody, but nobody else join it. Just me and Mary, please. Mary, you got that? Thumbs up? Cool.
All right, creating the room.
Thank you.
Oh, I can't put you
Everybody else
guys.
stay here.
Hang on.
No worries, you're all right.
I can't click on the names. I'll just put open. Add a room?
Just open it. Yeah.
No.
Nope.
No. Hold on.
I don't know how to do
Yeah,
it.
that's it. Everybody don't join it.
All right. Where were we? We answered this one already, huh?
Yep.
I think that was it.
Elizabeth, are you asleep?
No, I'm writing out of the screen. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Is there anything else we could share? Do you want to keep doing the percentages ones?
What do you mean? Does anyone have any questions whatsoever? Something that's not clear? That you guys are still like, really confused about or kind of confused about? Anything at all?
I guess, well, for the quiz tomorrow, it's just going to be like vocabulary so far, right? Like the terms that we've learned, like it's going to give examples of like discrete, continuous, observational variables. Okay.
Yeah, it's basically the stuff that we're asking you right now to kind of practice, kind of the stuff you'll be asked. Yeah. Anything else? No? Have you guys taken stats before? Is it your first time?
Like the
First
course?
Hmm?
I've taken it, but I didn't
My
do
first
good.
time.
Oh. How do you like it so far?
Did you
Good?
say how do I like it so far?
Yeah. You hate it? It's great.
It's weird because it's online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So far for me, this is like a lot better than the first time I took it last semester. My
Yeah, you're giving a lot more attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, more resources to kind of help you through it.
Yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
I have more examples, but there's going to be more of the same thing. That's fine?
Just one more. One more. We have like 4 minutes.
Okay.
I have a stupid question.
No stupid questions. Go for it.
Okay. Do I get the 2 roles for sharing my screen?
Yes. Do you want them right now?
Oh, I don't know. I was just, you said we only have 4 minutes left, so. If it can help us out on a test, that's my thing.
All right. We make sure we do them if anything. We have an X by it, and then we have points next to it, so we know if we did or not. Oh, wait. So this is actually from last year. We took the arm span of all the students. So what's the observational unit? And be specific.
Arm span.
No, the observational unit. That's something.
The student measurement, right? Between
Yeah, specifically who?
Students in your stat class last year.
Science,
Yeah.
stats, and motion.
Yep.
Students.
Nice.
And then what was the variable? You guys said it?
The arm span.
Yeah. Do you guys know what kind of graph this is?
I don't know. That's a lot of dots.
I think there's 2 observational variables, no?
Yeah.
There's
You're right.
And there's
one more.
arm span. So there's two things that you're observing, and those are your variables. Go ahead.
The person's height, or the student's height, and the arm span.
Yeah. I think you guys are ready for the quiz today. Just kidding.
Right now. Just kidding.
Let's get it over with.
Honestly, while it's still fresh, just keep it fresh.
Yeah. All right. So that was the last one we're gonna do. You want to do the spin?
Yeah. Who gets a spin?
Samantha has 2 for that. Oh no, we already did that, right? For the sharing.
Yeah.
I think we gave you your points already.
I think we should give Joshua a spin because
right.
he got that 1% question right.
For sure.
And it was it took a minute.
I have the sheet out. Oh, I need to stop share, huh?
No, I think I can I share? Yeah. All right. Damn, you get 10 points. It was worth it. All right, so write 10 points for him.
Hold on, I'm looking for it because it seems not.
I got it.
All right, you're sharing your screen.
Oh, my bad. Okay. So I think we can end the session.
Yeah, we're good.
Bye, guys.
Thank
Make
you.
sure you come back next time with better questions. Just kidding.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Good job today, guys.
You too.
I'm gonna stop the recording, okay?